Hello there and welcome, and thank you for pressing play and joining and having the courage to enter the championship rounds. Like we like to say here, this is 5-Round MMA. I'm Alex Ramirez, alongside me is Albert Cita and Guillermo Cita. Got a little action-packed show today. We got the tough finale this week. We also got play a little over-under, and we're also going to talk about what we are thankful for in the MMA world, and maybe in life and just in general. But still, let's get started this week. Tough finale is going to be this Saturday. Tough 18.
While people are recovering from their food coma.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not really excited about this finale, especially the main event.
Why not?
The main event is actually
this would have been cool 5 years ago.
Yeah, but the main event is like not even one of the participants wanted to be in this main event. Nick Diaz, he tried to get out of it. Remember?
Yeah, he wanted to go to his high school reunion instead. No, for this is serious.
The
like,
main
you
event,
really want to go
the
to
main
his
event
high
for
school
the
reunion.
finale is Gray Maynard versus Nate Diaz.
Diaz.
And nobody, not even Nate Diaz knows why they're fighting each other, but it's gonna happen anyways.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm more shocked that he graduated high school and has a high school reunion.
That's messed up, dude. That's uncalled for.
Oh, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, that's
a joke. It's just a joke, guys. I'm playing.
But I'm also gonna not lie. I have not seen a single episode of this.
I haven't either.
I've
I've
probably seen
two.
like the first episode for a little bit, and
I
then
saw
that's it.
two. I saw two episodes.
The last season I saw of Tough from beginning to end was I think
The Heavyweights?
season 10. Yeah,
Yeah, it's me too. The
I think
heavyweights.
that was
Yeah.
the last one. I
Wait,
saw
Kimbo
too.
Slice.
yeah. And
That's
then,
awesome.
that was mostly because of Kimbo Slice.
Yeah,
and
I just want to see
Nelson.
who was going to knock out Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, but since then, I think the format changes, the channel changes, the time changes, the live format.
Wait, I think I saw most of. I won't say from beginning to end. Most of the Chael Sonnen and John Jones ones.
Okay,
too.
I didn't see one.
No, I didn't see him.
That was on a
It was
night
too much-
where I couldn't watch TV.
Yeah, it's too much hype.
Yeah, but so I mean, Albert, to tell you the truth, I don't even know who's in the finale.
So let's get to the main event. We
Yeah.
got Gray Maynard versus Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz is coming off 2 losses. Of course, that TKO loss to Josh Thompson.
That lucky win by Josh Thompson.
No, I think
Lucky win.
it was an
Yeah.
awesome win. And then before that, he did fight for the belt against Benson Henderson. And previous to that, he was on a tear, I guess you can say. Greg Maynard, on the other hand, comes off of a vicious knockout by TJ Grant.
Yeah.
And he's been kind of off and on since Frankie Edgar. I mean, he had that win against Clay Guida, but
I think
he had
Frankie Edgar broke that glass chin.
I think it's been such a big
no.
break since Frankie Edgar that I think people forgot about that. Gray Maynard's a contender.
I think Gray Maynard peaked at Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
That was the best you could
It's
see him.
all
and
downhill
he
now.
couldn't finish him, so that's it. But I want to go back to the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, this is. I don't have the numbers or the ratings in. I guess it's kind of successful. I don't know if it is or not.
I heard
no
it.
idea.
So I don't know. I hear from Dana that it was successful. I hear
Yeah.
from the internet it wasn't successful.
So I mean, like, what more do you think?
Wikipedia.
And they're not gonna stop doing it. They're
No.
They're
Matter of fact,
expanding it more.
I saw an interview with Lorenzo Fertitta. They are beyond expanding it. I mean, they're already wrapping up Tough Enough in China. They're trying to do Tough Enough India.
Yeah.
They're trying to do Canada and then Mexico
Australia.
as well. Australia. They're really
And then you
trying
still
to,
have
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar and BJ Penn coming up too.
yeah.
Awesome.
So they have no plans on stopping this franchise as it goes. I think the dynamic has always been the coaches won
Yeah.
and then the fighter second.
Should it be the other way around?
But
Fighters first.
yeah,
coaches
and I
second?
think that's the problem. If you look at
But-
season 1, yeah, it was Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture, but it was the fighters that really highlighted that show. If you really look back and think about it when we first were watching it,
Yeah.
I was like, man, you see Diego Sanchez and you see Chris Lieben throwing a big old fit in the back,
Yeah.
and you see Josh Koscheck bullying Chris Lieben. I mean, and you hardly saw Randy Couture and Chuck Liddell really
Yeah.
in the thing. And I'll keep in mind they also had the challenges at that time
Yeah,
too, which
like
I thought was
those little-
entertaining. I don't know why they took it out.
Basically, it was like potato sack races.
Yeah,
And,
and
like,
who's gonna pick the next fight?
Yeah.
First person that picks up this gallon of water.
It was
or something.
very much game show esque, like Survivor esque. But
But
I mean, like, what would make you watch The Ultimate Fighter? Is it the coaching? Like, do you see like when they announce 2 coaches, does that make you excited to watch it? Or
no.
Like,
I think the problem is if you watch other like reality show, I'll give you an example like X Factor and things like that, American Idol. Who watches them anymore? Unless you fall in love with like a participant.
Yeah.
It's really not about the judging. It's
That's
about
true.
the making the stars. So, like you said, the first one you got Josh Koscheck, Diego Sanchez, the Diaz. They
First two,
they
yeah.
had potential
Yeah.
to be stars. They created the show. That's why it's hard to live up to that hype because now they're so worried about this rivalry. Chuck Liddell,
Yep.
they were so worried about
Misha
John
Tate,
Jones
yeah.
versus
Chael Sonnen, not Misha
Chael Sonnen.
Tate and Ronda Rousey.
But when they appear on the camera for like 5 minutes and it looks fake, their little rivalry, it draws people away, and you don't fall in love with these characters. I wouldn't say fall in love, but you don't start following or rooting for these characters
These
to win every night or these fights, and that's why they don't become stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people even say this main event, the Gray Maynard and Nate Diaz, come from one of the best Ultimate Fighters, which was season 5. Because you had Gray Maynard, you had Nate Diaz in it, you had Joe Lawson in it, Manny Gambrian, who was a former WC champion.
still
You had
fighting
Cole
the UFC,
Miller.
right?
Yeah, and
Cole
then
Miller.
you still have the ones that are still like lingering around. Like you got Matt Women's in it, Rob Eberson, he's still fighting. Andy Wang's still fighting. So I mean, like technically they said this was one of the most talented ones.
Yeah.
But again, it's the fighters that made that one exciting.
Yeah.
Do you remember the coach for season 5 off the top of your head?
No.
It was Team Pulver versus Team Pan. See, there you go.
Yeah, it's true. Also, do the weight classes have anything to do with it? I mean, because it seems like every time they make an announcement,
That
it's
should have
like
been actually one of the most exciting ones.
Yeah, I don't think weight class has nothing to do with it.
for me,
it's more personality
for me,
because it's reality TV.
I always, every time I hear an announcement, I think it's either middleweight or welterweight. I mean, it's every season's like that. I mean, like the reason why I saw season 2 was because the heavyweights. You think, okay, I want to see these big guys scrap and see how they do.
Yeah.
But they haven't had a heavyweight season since what? That was what, 8
Since
seasons?
that one,
8
yeah.
seasons ago. So it's like I think like they had the 135. Now it's just like I think they need to diverse more into the weight classes. But I think it needs to be the fighters as well.
Yeah,
so.
I think they need to do more interviews and less on because I mean that's what made the show. I mean, look at Jersey Shore. Everyone watched it because the personalities, not because there's actual content in it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about reality shows. Are you trying to promote the fight, or are you trying to promote the show?
So like let's focus on the cinematography and the interview process.
Yeah,
You know, like,
it looks pretty.
Yeah.
But there's no real.
Yeah.
Or if they did like something
You
like
could sprinkle
behind
glitter on a turd,
the
so on a
story
turd.
of how they got there, things like that, just so you start learning these fighters.
Well, they kind of try to do that in the new seasons by doing it in the very, very beginning, where they do like a whole like this is my family and blah blah blah.
yeah.
But I think you need that drama. I know you need the Josh Koscheck's and the Chris Liebens in the world to push these kind of things. You know.
But that's personality at the end of the
that's
day.
what I'm saying. That's what you need. You need personality.
You just need jerks to be up.
What was that one season? Was it Junie Brownie?
Yeah, Junie Brownie. That was
guy
probably
was
one of the
just- he was
But
just
it was because he was a maniac.
Yeah,
literally.
in the house all the time, just getting drunk and like starting
Well,
fights
one
out
of the
of nowhere.
most memorable moments for the Ultimate Fighter 5, which was the Maynard and Diaz ones, was when the two fighters actually fought each other out in the house, and they were like pretty much like if it was a UFC fight.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand there's a balance between like, okay, well, let's just make it about the sport, but then if I'm gonna check in for the show an hour a week, you need some drama. You can't just show them training and then here's a fight and that's it. I mean, because not every sports itself is its own drama, but sometimes when a fight's over in like one round, there's no drama in it. So you need the drama building up to it, and then like if you're gonna promote, oh look what Ronda Rousey says to Miesha Tate this week, it's gonna get old.
Seriously.
It's gonna get old. Oh, what smart aleck comment does Chael Sonnen have to say to John Jones this week? It's gonna get old right away. So
Yeah, I think the fighters' personality is what makes these shows and what makes the great ones.
Yeah, and it's not about the coaches' rivalry.
Yeah.
I think that's overplayed out now.
it seems like I think the UFC is gonna be more heavily involved in the coaches just because they think they feel pressure from Fox.
Yeah.
So we need
But
to.
at the end of the day, I see Tito Ortiz really getting involved and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's why I would like when he's like the tough coach.
Yeah.
But other tough coaches don't get that involved. So at the end of the day, is it really them that's teaching these guys to improve?
It's not like these guys are fresh out of college either. A lot of these guys have
Yeah,
fought before.
sometimes you get veterans in there. You got some people that have better records than their coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, also, go back to that coaches thing. Sometimes it's also good, too, for the coach because it also allows them to show the personality. And, like, I think we've seen a complete 360 this season, right? I mean, Ronda Rousey seems to be losing.
Ronda Rousey was up here, I think,
Yeah.
in the fan base, and then she literally
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah, Miesha Tate. I think
Because
Miesha
you got
Tate's
actually
even,
to know Miesha Tate's like all-time popularity.
Yeah, so it's kind of a dangerous line where they want to build somebody to be a star and a likable person, but then when you shove a camera in their face for how many hours a day,
Yeah,
and you
see
show
the
the
real stuff,
personality, so who knows? I'm sure Ronda Rousey still has her fans.
Well, just
but,
like Ronda Rousey's popularity is done, this segment's also done.
Yeah, man, you and your puns.
All right, so stick around, guys. We'll put a little over under and give thanks to the MMA world. So stick around.
Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
All right, welcome back. So it's right now holiday season, so the UFC's on a little break. But other than the finale, nothing really going
Really
on.
picks up in December.
Yeah. So let's play a little over under. You guys want to play?
Yeah, since I'm gonna win, Albert's really bad. If you can see his fantasy football team,
Yeah.
it's really he's in last place. He's gonna be in the pink tutu bowl.
Okay, he
so
doesn't
that proves
say that
everything.
he's in second to last,
Okay.
so
So
he doesn't mention that part.
I think we'll have a neutral party. We'll have all the Charlie keep score.
Okay,
Got
Ollie,
the
try you keeping score over there.
Yeah, keep score of the over and under, and then
Make sure you get a whiteboard because this guy's a flip flopper.
All right, that's a thumbs up from Oliver. All right, so the first one we're gonna talk to one near and dear to Guillermo's heart. 6 over under 6 title defenses for Cain Velasquez. Mind you, he has 2 already. He beat Bigfoot and JDS.
Ooh.
over 6 title defenses. He beats Verdum, and then
Just doesn't
after
doesn't
that,
lose
it's
again?
just pretty much easier. Junior Dos Santos was the biggest threat to his championship. Now he really doesn't have any threats.
So,
So,
as a Cain Velasquez fan, there's nobody in the heavyweight division that scares you.
no, actually no. Not
JDS
even
is
not even upcoming guys that I can see that are young.
Travis Brownie.
Yeah, no. Travis Brownie will get knocked out by Cain Velasquez. John Bone Jones will come up to heavyweight, get knocked out by Cain
Wow.
Velasquez. So I mean,
Albert over under 6 title
I'm
defenses.
gonna go over 2, and I'm actually gonna give you a specific number.
Okay.
He does 10 title defenses and he
10
retires.
title defenses.
I don't know about 10.
That's a lot.
Did I say something?
Well, the thing is that Cain Velasquez's age really plays a part into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, if you do the math, and I did the math,
Okay.
he has 2 right now,
Yeah.
correct?
I just said that earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
In
You're welcome. I gave you half
2014,
the equation.
in 2014, he's gonna fight JDS twice.
Uh,
plus-
two more
plus-
times.
He
No,
has
he's
to.
not.
He has to.
I know. Okay.
Plus-
Yeah. That
but-
just sounds like just like.
and he
okay,
got
two
the
more times.
Verdum fight,
That's 3.
so we're up to 5.
Yeah.
So he has a
That's
whole. He has 2 more years to do 5 more. So there you go.
There you go. I think it's gonna be over. I think right around 6 or 7 maybe.
Yeah, I think about
Just because
6
you
or
said
7.
right now he can line up guys right now like Josh Barnett, Travis Brownie, Verdum.
And I think he can beat all those guys.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So it should be kind of
Like I told
Not
you,
easy
you
for
have
him.
to add JDS twice.
yeah.
I'm
Oh.
telling you. So it adds up to like 10.
But he beat his toughest challenge
Twice already.
twice.
Yeah.
So he's in the clear now. I think so.
Yeah, so I guess fans, according to us, should get settle into a
Write
lengthy
that down,
title
Ollie
reign.
the Charlie.
A lengthy title reign for Cain Velasquez. Our second one, this one's kind of in the news right now. So over under 9 months being the length of retirement for George St. Pierre.
George St. Pierre is done for life.
So over 9 months?
Over 9 months retirement.
Lifetime retirement.
Lifetime retirement. You're gonna see him in the Expendables 4.
I'll watch that.
I'm gonna go even
Even?
because at the 9-month mark is when he makes his return.
Okay.
I think he's just gonna take his break, make his movie, and then we're gonna get the comeback of Joe St. Pierre.
So, if you guys, if he's coming back, is it because pressure from the UFC, or is his inner drive, or what is it?
I think it's gonna
What's gonna bring him
I
back?
think it's gonna be inner drive, but like I think like with anything, just because you love it doesn't necessarily mean like you can't take a break from it.
Yeah.
He
Can I
loves
change my
MMA, but I think after a break, he's gonna like do his thing. And he's like, you know what? Let me. I still have some.
Yeah.
Can I
Well-
change mine a
Well,
little?
let me ask you, what about the speculation of brain damage? GSP's Joe Rogan said that he feels that George St. Pierre should retire because he feels he suffered
He's
brain
taking
damage.
a lot of.
I can see
It's-
that. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see the thing about fighting is that some fighters tend to fight over their prime or to a point where it's like they're not even competitive and they're taking more damage than
Yeah.
they should. But if you set up yourself financially and correctly, like GSP has, what's the point of him proving
Yeah,
anything
he
more
doesn't
in
have
the
nothing
cage?
to prove, to tell you
Yeah.
the truth.
And,
But
but
he doesn't know. That's why I get mad when people say like he doesn't know nobody anything.
That's true.
He put in his time already.
whether
If you guys
whether
could've
he
beat him-
lost
yeah.
or whether he lost or won, and the way he won that everybody says is boring, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was winning. He hasn't lost, so his legacy still stands. I mean,
Yeah.
like he is.
That's what I feel kind of bad for John Fitch too. I think he did what he did for the MMA sport, but it just sucks that he can't retire
Yeah.
because I really think he should have retired when he left UFC.
Mhm.
But I think he already put in his time. There's no reason for him to fight. But GSP is in a, like he said, like he put himself in a position where it's okay. Like what is he? He has his money.
Yeah. What does he have to prove anymore? Of course, he's getting older. Of course, he's younger guys. It seems like GSP every time he fights, it gets closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's starting to see it. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you know what?
That's a good point. Yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I beat the best. It's my time to end or to leave. But I want to change it. I don't want to say lifetime. I say he's out for 10 months.
10 months.
Ah,
More than
over.
enough.
10 months just because I feel like in those 10 months he's gone, there's
Yeah.
going to be someone that, like, since he's still, relevant, still,
Mhm.
I would say still in his prime. There's going to be this one guy that's going to just take over the welterweight. My opinion, I don't know who it's going to be.
Just
If
name
it's
this guy right now.
let me
Hector Lombard.
let's say Hector Lombard
Ben
takes
Askren.
over. Ben Askren.
Ben Askren.
Yeah, right. But in those 10 months, they're gonna be like, "Hey, this guy it has the potential to be the best of all time," and then GSP's gonna be like, "Well, I don't know about that."
Yeah.
Ben Askren will save the Ultimate Fighter if they put him on there.
I mean, I actually would watch that if a welterweight and Ben Askren's on it. I would watch that. I think it's going to be over 9 months. I think he does need a lengthy, just to sit out and then maybe get one more fight into him. But I agree with you. He doesn't know anybody. He doesn't know UFC. He doesn't know MMA. Old people, anything. I mean, people are giving him a hard time. Like it's like he didn't judge the fight himself.
Yeah.
He fought it. That's all he did. But you can't blame him for what the judges did. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I give a good example too? Hoist Gracie.
Oh yeah.
Coming
yeah.
out.
He
just
came
to-
back way. But that was
That
a
was a
horrible
big
fight
gap,
to
yeah.
put together. no
But
matter
he
what,
came
yeah.
back to fight Matt Hughes. Hey,
to
well,
prove
this
a
guy's
point.
not that good,
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, he did lose, but I mean, you still was like, well, I don't think he's that good.
Yeah.
And I think GSP, something like that will happen in GSP and come out of retirement just for one fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, sticking to your point about fighting beyond your prime, a recent article came out with John Jones saying that he plans to retire by the age of 30. That's you guys over or under, or wait, over the age of 30. Will John Jones retire at 30, or maybe you a little before or after?
If we're I'm going to say over because I don't think he's going to retire just at 30. Probably like 31, 32. I could see him no more than 32, but over.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say under because just like John Cena, he's not a fighter.
Okay.
I didn't know this is
Oh, John Cena's a
WWE.
let me
wrestler,
say
yeah.
this.
He's a,
John
he's a-
Cena-
well, technically, John Cena's a sports entertainer, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, anyways, John Jones isn't a fighter.
Okay.
As soon
What is he
as soon
then?
as someone knocks him out,
Uh-huh.
he ain't
Cain
gonna want it no
Velasquez.
more. He's gonna count his money. He's gonna check his investment, and he's gonna walk away from the game.
But
just like John Cena. If John Cena gets dropped from the WWE tomorrow, he quits wrestling. You won't see him in
Well,
the
why
high
would he?
school, whatever.
Oh, yeah, well,
Well,
He's
why-
because he's not a fighter though. That's why I mean, John Cena's not a wrestler. He's not. He doesn't like it.
Oh, okay, I see your point now.
That's where he makes his money. John
Okay.
Jones makes his money with the UFC.
Yeah.
Once he gets knocked out, he's gonna count
But
his money.
the other thing, the thing about
he's
John,
getting knocked out before he's 30.
the thing
Okay.
about John Bon Jones that he has going for him is the same thing that GSP had going for him is that he's marketable outside of the
Yeah.
UFC.
But
And
I mean,
he-
like, this guy was a fighter.
I don't know. I
mean,
did the opposite. I stopped buying Nike once he got sponsored by
hell no.
Nike.
I only buy Nike.
Yeah, but I mean, like, will that still work though? I mean, like, what won't like Nike and like all these guys want someone who's currently active right now?
Yeah, I think he'll get dropped by Nike
Yeah.
once he starts fighting, or he can just be like something like Jordan, where they create this brand just for him.
yeah.
I mean,
Messi,
it's big
Messi
enough
just
for that,
Messi
but-
just got his own Adidas brand.
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
it's kind of hard for MMA with John Jones jock straps.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or John
No,
Jones
training
gloves.
short. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. But
I would buy the training
Yeah.
shorts.
See?
from GSP.
I think because he said himself too in the article, just paraphrasing that he's accomplished so much already, but he doesn't like it when he sees fighters past their prime. And
I
also,
agree.
I think he, according to say, he wants to leave the sport with a good head on his shoulders.
That's true.
So, like you said, the closer, more damage he takes, like GSP said, the fighters are getting closer and closer. He's getting more damage. I mean, those are effects that you can't, are lifelong. So you can see why you admire. I think I admire John Jones for having a plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because watch, I'm gonna tell you this: if he gets knocked out by Glover Teixeira, and then DC gives him a vicious ground and pounding, he's done. He ain't coming
Very
back.
bold. I think I'm gonna call right on even. I think he'll retire.
You know
at
what?
30.
He's right. If big if that happens, I think John Bon Jones might call it a career.
If he gets beat by Glover
John
Teixeira.
Cena.
If
I'm
he
telling
if he
you.
goes on a two
two-fight-
fight win
Oh,
lose streak,
yeah.
but against those two guys, I think he calls it a career. But I mean, like that's a big if.
Yeah, he also said he wants to do some modeling and acting. So I don't know.
I could see that.
Maybe he could be in the Expendables 4 with GSP, right?
Yeah.
So the next one, sticking with the GSP Johnny Hendricks fight, a lot of not excuses, but news stories or trying to get from all angles. And one of the angles was Johnny Hendricks saying he only punched GSP 70% of strength. And I want to ask you guys, the next time Johnny Hendricks throws a punch, will it be under or over 70%, Guillermo?
That's hard to say because if he went 70% on a championship fight, I'd say he's around 70% every fight.
Really?
So I think the problem with Johnny Hendricks is this excuse doesn't
I know why.
it doesn't prove nothing to me.
It
Like
mine's a fact. I know.
Yeah.
why.
it actually discredits everything. Like why wouldn't you try your hardest on a championship
It's
fight
the biggest fight of your
against the
life.
best
I'll tell you right
fighter
now.
of all time
I'll tell you right
at
now.
welterweight?
Like, what would you say if, like, I know you're a Clipper fan? Like, what do you say?
Hey, whoa.
Hey, no, what do you
No
say?
low
Okay,
blows.
let's say hypothetically Clippers are in the finals, and then they're up, Game 7 on the Heat, under the. Can I get the phone, dog?
Oh, I got it.
Let's say, and then all of a sudden the Clippers lose, and CP finds out. You find out CP3. Oh, I only won 70% because I want to save myself for the last 2 minutes, and everything before that was like was close. But that's not going all out. What's that like as an athlete? You're a former athlete. I mean, like, Do you ever? Is that an excuse for you? I wanted to say
it's not an excuse. I mean, you have to go 100%. It's CP3 will never go 50% or under 100%. If you, it just depends on who you are inside. I mean, like you got to have that killer instinct.
I heard that it was because of the hand wrapping.
Yeah.
Usually he gets a thicker hand wrapping, and that's why he usually goes 100%. But he didn't get
you wouldn't break your hand in a championship fight for an opportunity to win the belt and then recover it.
No. But he's saying he hurt his hand because it wasn't wrapped, so that's why he had to keep doing 70%. But
what about you? Would you go 70%?
No. But I'm just saying. I'm just trying to tell you.
You're the first one that said you're gonna lose the fight. You're gonna lose the fight. Just go all out, get knocked out. Who cares?
But that's just me, though. That's just me. But I'm gonna go over. I think he doesn't do that 70% no more. He keeps his hands wrapped the way he likes it.
I think he has more permanent problems in his hand. I mean, like, how is it that he keeps breaking his hand? I mean, like,
we didn't break it,
but he injured it and he broke it against Carlos Condit.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, it's one of the things.
I think with the hand wrapping, I think he'll be going more
the
out.
hand wrap, the extra cotton around
it's the extra. It's the extra.
They need to call Mayweather's corner. Help with the wrapping.
Yeah.
All right, the next one, we'll switch to the Bellator. I read an article saying that Bjorn Ribney is thinking about doing Daniel Strauss versus Pat Curran 3. So it's kind of just skipping over the tournament winners. And that got me wondering, like, is the tournament's going to be like
relevant?
Yeah, relevant more. And that got me wondering about the one of our favorite fighters, Michael Chandler.
Oh my god!
Over or under one fight before he faces Eddie Alvarez again? Do you think?
I'm gonna say under.
Do you think they get Michael Chandler
immediate
rematch or immediate rematch?
Immediate
rematch.
Under.
Immediate
so he
rematch.
sits out.
I think the tournament's a joke now. I think
and it's sad.
What
too,
about Eddie Alvarez? One fight before Michael Chandler.
I mean, instant rematch.
Instant rematch.
Wow. Okay.
And it's funny because I used to respect Joe Remney so much because remember what he said? He's like, no, go back to the tournament, make your way back up, and you get a shot regardless. And I respected that.
But
and
what
I really
better
wish
way to
kept it
prove that
way.
you're deserving of a title shot than go
clearing out the division again?
Than going through the tournament. And that's the problem with the UFC. Sometimes it's like, why does this guy even have an opportunity to fight for the belt when he doesn't have the it's like the whole Vitor Belfort thing is like, or Ricardo Lamas.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jose Aldo saying what's his name? Chad Money Mendes doesn't deserve a title shot because he hasn't beat this guy and this guy.
But he's on
tournament fixes all that.
Yeah, true. But I think as Bellator expands more, they're going to see more of this stuff, and it's
kind of disappointing because I really respect.
At the end of the day, it's not about the fights; it's about the money.
I think what they need to do is just pick a path. Say, okay, we're going to stick with the tournament, or not stick with the tournament. Just be clear about it.
Money talks.
Everybody likes that. I know. So that's it for over under. I know this week is Thanksgiving. We want to wish all of our fans and listeners a happy Thanksgiving. But what I want to know before we leave is, what are you guys thankful for in the MMA world? Albert, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful that Roy McDonald got his second loss. I am thankful because I really feel the Canadian Cycle will finally come out in 2014. I put it on top of my Santa's wish list. I put down Canadian Cycle goes on a murdering spree 2014.
I'm just making a lump of coal in your stocking once.
Yeah, I know.
Is that it? Any more thankful?
Nah, that's all.
Again, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for Cain Velasquez beating Junior Dos Santos once again. There's nobody in the world that I've came to hate so much like Junior Dos Santos after all his excuses, after overtraining, after Cain Velasquez hitting like a girl. What more to stick it back to him than punishing him once again?
Yeah, that's a great. I am thankful for that war between Diego Sanchez and Gilbert Melendez. Two warriors put their hearts out there. I think proved everybody that Diego's still the dream.
Diego's
great
still
fight.
a dream.
Thank you all.
I'm still dreaming.
Yeah.
The nightmare ended.
Yeah. I also want to give a big thank you to all of our sponsors. You like that?
I like that segue.
I want to thank Honey Badger Performance Energy Drinks. Go to drinkhoneybadger.com and grab a scoop and get the most out of your workout. That's drinkhoneybadger.com.
Perfect time to get it too.
Yeah, I want to thank the Madhouse clothing line, clothes for the fighter and fight fanatic. Go shop themadhouse.com and follow them on Twitter at the Madhouse MMA. Also want to thank Top Rated MMA, makers of 100% American-made apparel. Go shop topratedmma.com and follow them on Twitter at Top Rated MMA. And when you're on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube. Check the podcast there. We're also on Instagram, right?
Overtime Dan Snowden.
Overtime Dan Snowden. The first place to see our articles. Overtime where we talk sports. What else am I missing? MySpace. We on Vine? MySpace?
No, not yet.
Are we on Snapchat?
Maybe
not yet.
Vine. Maybe Vine. We might do that.
I don't even know where we're at. We're on all social media aspects. Also check out FiveRoundMMA.com. for weekly articles, commentaries, great content. And Albert, I think that's it, right?
Yeah. Real quick, I want to thank your executive producer Guillermo Cita, our sound engineer Steven Roswell with Roswell Records. If you guys want to do some kind of Christmas album, hit him up before he gets
the go-to guy for Christmas music.
Before he gets fully booked. I'd like to thank our engineer over there, Ollie the Trolley, also keeping stats now, I guess.
Wait, who won over
Who
under?
won over?
You can't win over under until we see the results.
Yeah, I guess so. Real quick, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. If you like us, tell a friend. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Cream of the crop.